Christopher Daniels. This is the Gold.
And you're listening to the Wrestling Info
Kid. You're probably watching the Wrestling Info Kid. Just as a video.
You are probably watching Kid.
Kiddo.
Hi, I'm Velvet Sky. I'm Angelina Love. And we are the People People, and you're watching Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors.
And you're watching Wrestling Info Kids News and Rumors. Arriba!
This is Melina, and you're watching Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors.
This is Shane, Hurricane Helms, and we're watching Wrestling Info Kid News and Rumors. And if not, what's up with that?
What you just saw
My leg was on the rope, bro.
was the return of Goosebumps Pro Wrestling Training Center. If you're interested in being trained by the best,
Not bad for old guy, brother!
he won't be laying in a ring. He'll be kicking your ass.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at Goosebumps Training Center here on 1901 South 12th Street in Allentown, Pennsylvania. What you just witnessed was a great wrestling match here between Michael Mongoose Bacarri and this man here, Sebastian Cruz.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this interview.
No, thank you.
I want the folks to know a little bit about you. First of all, how did you, when did you start getting into pro wrestling? Who did you
I grew up with, you know what, I was one of the late bloomers with pro wrestling. I wasn't back in like the Bret Hart days and all those guys. I started when like SmackDown was hot, so I mean that tells you how relatively recent it was. I think it was 2002 or something like that. But in 2006 I started officially training here with Mike Mongoose, and it's come a long way.
Okay. Now, who were some of your inspirations, I mean, off of wrestling?
Big influence is Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero?
Just his, not just the fact that he's Latino, just the way he carries himself, how he, you know, there's a zest for life that you can just see in him that I carry with myself, and I relate very greatly to him. So that's he's definitely my biggest influence.
Okay, now you mentioned that you trained with Michael Mongoose Bacarri. How did that come about? How did you find him?
To be honest, it was a place, I forget what it was called, BC Bumps. It was listed on online somewhere on a Google search. So me and my brothers went out to check it out one time, and they had just started up Lehigh Valley Pro Wrestling Academy or whatever it was called, and he was there, and I started my training sort of shortly after.
Okay. Now, Let's talk about some of the federations you've been in since. Where have you wrestled since you've been training with Michael Mongoose Bacarri? I saw you at EPWE Underground
Yep.
at one point. What are some of the other places you've been?
I started out a body slam wrestling organization in New Jersey, which then spawned me into the National Wrestling Alliance, and I've been at several National Wrestling Alliance branches. They've treated me like a child, like one of their own kids. You know what I mean? So I've been to the NWAs in Maine, Virginia, Florida, everywhere on the East Coast, and I've had offers to go to California, but some things didn't pan out for me to get out there. But so those are the things I've done. I've also done a little work, lots of independent promotions in the East Coast area, in the Midwest. I'm trying to think of other places.
Were you in the WWE
Yep,
at one
I
point?
was in the
Talk a little
WWE.
bit about
Yeah,
that.
sure. I've been there. I've been called 5 or 6 times to go up there. I've only done TV twice. The first time was back in 2009. I did a little skit as a janitor out there with Christian on the new ECW. It was me, him, Tony Atlas, Yoshitatsu, and a few other, like William Regal and Zack Ryder. And then, what was it? A year after that, I did a match with Mark Henry on for SmackDown, and that's one I'm more commonly known for. Bobby Howard. That's what I came out as.
Okay. What are some of the championships that you've won over the years at some of these independents that you've been at?
One of the ones I'm most proudly of is WXW, and I've worked
Is this
for
WXW or WXWC4?
both of them actually.
Okay.
WXWC4. I actually started with WXWC4. And that's where I was their hybrid champion for, I think, the last 14 months, I think it was, their longest reigning champion there. And then I went down to Florida with the original WXW with Alpha the Wild Samoan, who is my pro wrestling father. Like, he took me in, he's taken care of me so much. Like, I owe a great deal of my career to Alpha the Wild Samoan. Not only just my career, my life as well. Him and his wife and his family have taken me in, like I said, like they've done incredible things for me. So that's pretty much that. And I was a body slam wrestling organization heavyweight champion for a while. It was nice that they would take me into that high consideration, and I carried that for quite some time as well.
Okay. Now, if somebody comes in here to Goosebumps Pro Wrestling Training Center, you're going to be one of the assistant trainers for Bacarri.
Yep.
What are you looking for in a student? If they're coming in and say, I want to be a professional wrestler, what do you tell them?
You could tell by a simple conversation with somebody whether or not they have not so much the heart, they don't know anything about the game yet, but you can see a twinkle in somebody's eye, whether it's real or fake. Whether someone's heart is good in it. You just tell about people. You can tell about people in life, and you can tell about what they're going to be like in the ring, whether they're going to be a hard worker or they're not. So, the thing is, you have to really love it, like unconditionally, and that's the only way that you're going to be successful.
Okay. One thing I didn't get a chance to ask on Bacarri, but I wanted to ask you. Some people say that you have an advantage if you actually have done amateur wrestling in high school or in college.
Absolutely.
Is that it? Is that
absolutely? Because you know what? It's kind of part of what we call a shooter style, where if in any case something goes mishap, some guys, some crazy things have happened, and amateur wrestling definitely helps a lot. Just experience, period, in any physical contact sport or anything will definitely help out.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sebastian Cruz. He's the co-trainer for Goosebumps at 1901 South 12th Street here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. You want to become a professional wrestler? Goosebumps Pro Wrestling Training Center is the place for you. Michael Mongoose Bacarri, former LVW World Heavyweight Champion, and this man, Sebastian Cruz, will be the ones training you. Take care. And thank you.
Thank you.
If you are serious about getting into training, come to Goosebumps Pro Wrestling Training Center here in Allentown. Arriba!
Citizens of Allentown, are you ready to lace them up? Are you ready to learn how to wrestle? Goosebumps Pro Wrestling Training Center, Merchant Square Mall. Get trained by Mike Mongoose Bacarri. You only live once, so follow your dreams. And if not, what's up with that?